Hi, it's Mark Stewart again, and I wanted to follow up on my piece about conservatives and progressives. Conservatism is a mindset, and it's a very good one. It's one I would like to see more people adopt. Come. It's one that progressives don't realize, in part because they don't realize how exceptional America is. That individualism and tolerance and capitalism and communitarianism, which conservatives preach, have been honed in America. And remarkably so, maybe so remarkably that God really did bless this land. It's a proposition that deserves to be tested. Now, progressives will say, well, the reason why conservatives seem happier to you is they're in control, so they get their way. Well, I will admit that conservatives have generally controlled politics and business for much of American history. But they control for good. Conservatives probably have exercised more control, but have not oppressed anyone. If anything, they've liberated. They try to unshackle people, poor and rich alike. The first 150 years of this nation after its independence, we did have God-fearing, largely, mostly conservative men in the presidency. Congress and the courts also quite conservative, but not oppressive. They might help themselves to profits where profits may be legally gained, but in the process, they help everybody else. They want profits across the board. And yes, conservatives want converts, especially since it's just a mindset. Come to an American outlook if you don't possess it now. A lot of progressives have a European outlook. And that outlook is, we're just here for no strong purpose. Religion in Europe has diminished incredibly over the last 100 years. It's thrived in the United States. And look at the result. America's growing. Europe's not. American conservatives like bigger families to perpetuate the culture. Europeans have 1.3 kids per couple. Conservative Americans have about 4. I mean, when's the last time you saw a family with 7 children run by a progressive mom and dad, okay? There's a mindset that our culture is worth preserving and enhancing with more kids to populate our culture. When you don't have a culture that you're proud of, yeah, you're less likely to have many kids. 1, 2, it's enjoyable, it's something I should do, but not something I'm obligated to do to keep the society going. Let's talk about keeping yourself going. In bad times, conservatism gives one the faith that they themselves can, maybe with God's help, maybe with society's help, they themselves are not so bad off, can and will uplift themselves. The conservative doesn't call on the state for help. The conservative will amend his own mindset, change his own rules, and not try to change society. The progressive says, ooh, things are troublesome for some people. We in society need to change the rules. That's why the progressives want to use the state government to change rules. Devout Christians don't need psychotropic drugs. Devout Christians almost never visit psychiatrists. Okay, a lot of people have confided in me having gone to a psychiatrist. I have never heard that from an Orthodox Jew or a devout churchgoer. Progressives, when somebody is hurting, want society to change for them. They'd like to see boys who feel like girls run in girls' track meets, change the whole rules of society. They want to see some people who are transgender being able to enter girls' bathrooms, in the process letting perverted males who would like to get peeps or worse enter those same bathrooms or change in the same girls' school locker rooms. You don't change society, says the conservative. Change yourself. We help. I have high doubts that a devout Christian family, when a child is troubled, prescribes Ritalin. Okay? They prescribe self and communal help that we've been used to for 2,000 or more years. I'll conclude on why it's a mindset by citing a progressive, Hartford's Colin McEnroe, who I can recall writing beautifully, that the mindset that sustains people when they're in horrible prisons being beaten by oppressive regimes abroad, it's the mindset that what they're thinking is right, that allows them to put up with what their imprisoners and their torturers put onto them. No matter how badly beaten, they have an inner comfort that they're suffering for good. And hopefully that'll change. Colin, thank you for that. And for that, and Wamogo, you would be in my cabinet. We need some progressives.